Seth Godin on embracing imperfection for creative growth. Let me tell you this. Have you ever found yourself trapped in a cycle of perfectionism, where every small mistake feels like a monumental failure? Well, let's talk about how embracing imperfection can be your secret weapon for creative growth. We're going to dive into the fascinating world of Seth Godin, who has a unique perspective on this subject. Here's something you should know. Seth believes that perfectionism stifles creativity and innovation. It's time to let go of the fear of imperfection and allow ourselves to grow by making mistakes. Let me tell you this. Here's a story that will illustrate the power of embracing imperfection. You might be wondering, what if you're a perfectionist? What if you feel like you need everything to be flawless before you dare to share it with the world? I'll never forget my first major project at work. I had spent countless hours crafting a PowerPoint presentation that I believed was perfect. But when I presented it, I felt like a failure. I couldn't stop thinking about all the little things I could have done better. That's when I started to realize that perfectionism wasn't helping me grow. It was holding me back. Here's a lesson from Seth Godin himself. He says, "Perfection is the enemy of creativity." When we strive for perfection, we often miss out on opportunities to learn and improve. So, what's a perfectionist to do? Here's something you should know. Seth Godin suggests embracing imperfection as a way to foster creativity. He explains that the process of creating something new is inherently flawed. There's always room for improvement, and that's okay. By letting go of the fear of imperfection, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. Here's a real-life example. Seth shared a story about his own work. He once created a book cover that didn't meet his initial standards. Instead of throwing it away, he decided to use it as a teaching tool. He showed it to his students and explained why it worked despite its flaws. This approach helped him gain valuable feedback and ultimately improved his future designs. Let me tell you this, there's a lot of truth in Seth's advice. Embracing imperfection isn't about accepting mediocrity. It's about learning from our mistakes and growing as creators. It's a mindset shift from seeing imperfections as roadblocks to seeing them as opportunities for growth. Here's something else you should know. Seth also emphasizes that embracing imperfection doesn't mean neglecting quality. It means being willing to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. Quality comes from a willingness to try and fail, rather than a fear of failing. But how do we actually embrace imperfection? Well, one effective way is to create a safe space for experimentation. This means giving ourselves permission to make mistakes and try new things. Seth suggests that we should think of our projects as experiments, not as final products. This mindset allows us to explore different ideas without the pressure of perfection. Another key strategy is to seek feedback openly and constructively. When we invite others to help us see our work through their eyes, we gain valuable insights that can help us improve. Here's a personal anecdote to illustrate this point. A few years ago, I was working on a marketing campaign for a client. I was so focused on getting it right that I didn't ask for feedback until it was almost finished. The result was a campaign that fell flat. Afterward, I learned that asking for input earlier would have saved me a lot of time and effort. So here's the big picture. Embracing imperfection is a powerful tool for creative growth. It helps us overcome the fear of failure, fosters innovation, and ultimately leads to better outcomes. But how do we make this shift in our mindset? First, we need to recognize that perfectionism is a trap. Second, we must create a culture of experimentation where mistakes are seen as learning opportunities. And third, we must practice seeking feedback openly and constructively. In the end, let me tell you this, embracing imperfection is not just about becoming more comfortable with failure. It's about becoming more comfortable with ourselves. It's about recognizing that we're human beings who make mistakes, and that's okay. We're all on this journey together, and the more we embrace our imperfections, the more we grow. So the next time you find yourself stuck in a rut because of perfectionism, remember this. The world needs your imperfect creations just as much as it needs your perfect ones. Let's embrace imperfection, learn from our mistakes, and create something beautiful.